Welcome to my channel. Hey guys, I'm gonna do a kind of different video because recently I've been posting a lot of comic reviews and then I'll do some makeup stuff. But when this channel first started, I did a lot of vlogs, and I'm gonna do kind of a top 10 countdown of my favorite childhood cartoons. Which usually my countdowns of like top 10 favorites or like top 10 lipsticks or top 5 most essential makeup products. Yeah, these are my top 10 favorite childhood cartoons. And I kind of want to get right into it because I kind of have a long list if you count my honorable mentions, which I'm going to try to breeze through. But, yeah, so just as a little disclaimer, if you hate other people's opinions, and if your favorite childhood cartoon isn't in this, you are going to plan to kill me, please X out of this video because I like living. So, so yeah, like I said, this is all my opinion. This isn't like, and this isn't even my current opinion. These are all numbered in the list of how I watched them when I was little. They're not my current favorites. They're kind of my childhood favorites. Hence my favorite childhood cartoons. They're my favorite cartoons as a child. If I was to rewrite this now, Batman the Animated Series would be on there, and tons of other things that aren't on there would be on there, but I didn't watch those when I was a kid. I actually watched Batman the Animated Series. I started watching that when I was 13. I was watching reruns. So yeah, let's just get right into this. No more of my senseless babbling, which I doubt anyone likes. But yeah, that's just my disclaimer. Can I start with honorable mentions? Is that weird? Should I start with the list? Let's just start with honorable mentions because I just want to get honorable mentions. Okay. Kim Possible, Proud Family, Jimmy Neutron. Like I said, that would probably be on the list if I was to make it my favorite today. Jimmy Neutron, Sagwa, which I so wanted to make the list, but I didn't want to do like any number twos, like this thing slash this, so it had to make honorable mentions. Totally Spies, I watched that a lot. Kids Next Door, another thing I watched a lot. Josie and the Pussycats, I loved watching that with my mom. Baby Looney Tunes, PB&J Otter, and Danny Phantom. Now, like I said, those are all the honorable mentions that I watched quite a bit as a kid, but not as much as the top 10. And like I said, if I was to rewrite this with my favorites now, some things would be on the list, and some things that are on the list would be lower on the list, or probably even off the list. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Okay. You guys ready? I'm ready. Number 10 is Fairly Odd Parents. Now, this was one thing, I was a battle if I wanted to put Sagwa or Fairly Odd Parents as number 10, and like I said, I didn't want to do like Slash and then do another show. So I picked Fairly Odd Parents because Sagwa I did watch for a really long time. I watched it every day for a while, but Fairly Odd Parents, maybe it is too a bit of the fact that I still like that show a lot. But I did watch it a lot, and it's something that whenever it was on, I'd turn it on. So it's something I do remember watching a bit. So Fairly Odd Parents is number 10, and it's a show I still love and I still watch, and I probably will always watch because some of the jokes are really funny, and I even watched the live action movie with Drake Bell as soon as it came on for the first time. Number 9. Teen Titans Go! I loved that show! Oh my gosh, I still own it on DVD. I absolutely adored that show. I watched it with my brother all the time. If you're wondering who my favorite was, it was Starfire. Oh my gosh, I loved her. Oh my gosh. And this was before, like, the reason not a lot of superhero shows are on this list, I didn't watch much when I was little, which is weird because I'm, like, superhero obsessed now, and I'm going to Comic-Con where I will run around in a Batgirl costume and a cape, but I didn't watch really any when I was little, except Teen Titans, which I absolutely adored. I loved Beast Boy, too. I loved all of them. I don't think there was a single one of them I didn't like, so, yeah, that's a show I still watch. Number 8, I referenced him a bit earlier in this video, it's SpongeBob. Now, like I said, if I was to rewrite this, SpongeBob would be a lot higher on the list. But I did watch him a lot as a kid, so which is why he made the list, and I love SpongeBob. That show, timeless. You can watch that show at any age. My dad loved that show, and he loved watching it with us. It would be like, hey, let's watch this show. How about we watch SpongeBob instead? Okay, Dad. It was awesome. One of the episodes I remember the most, oh my gosh, is the one where they thought Squidward was a ghost. I remember that one so clearly, and Number 7, Xiaolin Showdown. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Why do I keep smacking my hands during this? Okay, yeah, number 7 is Xiaolin Showdown. And oh my gosh, I was actually trying to find the name of this because I haven't seen it in so long. And I actually asked my brother, I'm like, what was that show called? And I like described it to him. I could remember every detail. And he's like, that was Xiaolin Showdown. And he went, yeah, we watched that all the time. And every adult we watched it with loved it too. And Xiaolin Showdown, I remember that so clearly because we were like addicted to that show. We watched that show all of the time. We both loved it. And yeah, I can't believe it took me so long to remember the name of that. Okay, number 6 is Pokemon. Oh my goodness gracious me. I loved Pokemon. I used to believe Pokemon were real. I still believe Pokemon are real. They have to be because I believed in it. But I had Pokemon stuffed toys. I played all the games. I still own the games. Oh my gosh, so much fun. I'm wondering if I should have put it higher on the list. I think, though, with all the shows I had, it had to end up at number 6. But it's a show now that if I was to renumber them now, that would be really, really, really high up on the list. I feel like I'm saying that about a lot of them. But just because I still love it now and I still watch all the movies and I'll still watch episodes of it now. It's timeless to me. Hey, that's a song from Hairspray. Let's keep going. Number 5, we're getting to the top 5, guys, is Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Oh my gosh, I love Scooby-Doo. I love Scooby-Doo today, too, which I think is one of the reasons that, like, I'm wondering if it should have been, like, renumbered with Pokemon, but I have to put Scooby-Doo as 5 because I loved Scooby-Doo, and I still love Scooby-Doo. I want to get a dog and name my dog Scooby-Doo. I hear he's based off a Great Dane, so I want to get a Great Dane and name that Great Dane Scooby-Doo. I'm weird. But yeah, I love Scooby-Doo. I still watch the movies. I'll still watch the show today. I was watching a movie yesterday of Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. Yeah, I love Scooby-Doo. Number 4 is, wow, I just got all up in your face. Bam. Okay, number 4 is Sailor Moon. Oh my gosh, I love Sailor Moon. Oh my gosh. I remember this so much because I remember I used to try to do everything she did in the show, and I remember in one show they were making cookies and they took a glass that had a design on the bottom and they pressed it against the cookie dough and it made this cute design in the cookie. And I remember I said to my Nana, we're gonna go make cookies, I want to do this. And I remember I wanted my bangs cut like hers, but my aunt cut my bangs and she'd never do it because she thought it would look awful and I'd cry. And yeah, I loved Sailor Moon. I still love Sailor Moon. Number 3, and my brother said he's so mad that this topped Pokemon. And that's Yu-Gi-Oh, the show. Okay, so everyone who I talked to, they were like, okay, Pokemon was a better show, Yu-Gi-Oh was the better card game. I was little, I watched Yu-Gi-Oh more, which is why it's numbered higher than Pokemon. And I had a crush on a lot of the characters too. Well, 2 of the characters. I had a crush on 2 of the characters. Yeah, I had such a crush on them. Oh my gosh. And it was one thing that my brother, I think he got me into it, but also my mom told me a story when I was making this. Okay, and my mom told me this really funny story. She walked out to the living room and she saw my dad playing with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I have to learn how to play this. And I just remember my dad always won our games of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and now I know why, because he was sitting in the living room all night practicing. But I was obsessed with those. I remember my neighbors and we used to trade the cards, and then I remember one time I paid a neighbor like $7 because he had a rare card. Number 2 is Tom and Jerry. Oh my gosh, my mom says when she remembers me as a kid, she remembers this and number 1 the most. Tom and Jerry, oh my gosh, I watched that every single day. I watched marathons of that because there was a while where they were playing marathons all morning and I used to just lay there in the morning and watch it. I loved that show and I still love that show. I'll still watch that show. But Tom and Jerry, I had a hamster named it Jerry. I don't know why I named him that because a hamster's not a mouse. But I was little and I loved Tom and Jerry at the time and I loved it for years and I still love it and I still watch it. And that show, I love that show so much. It was, oh my gosh, I'm like reminiscing now. That was a great show. I really liked it. Number 1 is the Powerpuff Girls. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Oh my gosh. My parents have said they remember me going da-na-na-na-na-na and like kicking air, kicking things. Oh my gosh. I loved that show. My favorite was Blossom. Okay, I loved the Powerpuff Girls. Oh my gosh, I still have the Powerpuff Girls. If I was to remake that whole list, I keep saying how I change everything. That is one thing I will never change. Powerpuff Girls will always be #1. I can even not watch, like, you can ask me in 60 years and say I haven't watched it since today, and in 60 years you ask me, what's your favorite cartoon of all time? I'll still say the Powerpuff Girls. I loved that show. I love that show. And that show, I hear they're bringing it back too, and I'm pumped. So yeah, I owned everything Powerpuff Girls. Dolls, I remember I got this huge Bubbles balloon at a fair once, and I was happy for the rest of my life. I used to get Powerpuff Girls ice cream. I just loved that show, and I love that show. And so yeah, if you guys are wondering why certain shows didn't make the list, like I said, I might not have watched them as much as a kid, or I might have watched them and not liked them as much as a kid. And if you're wondering, because a lot of people have Courage the Cowardly Dog on theirs, the reason that's not in mine, that show scared me so bad I couldn't watch it. I really couldn't. I couldn't watch it. Oh my goodness. I would hide. I would cry. That show, just the look of that show. I can't even remember if I watched a full episode. Okay, I did. But it would just, like, even just seeing that show was coming on, I used to scream and turn off the TV. I was a wimp of a kid, which is so weird because now horror movie is my favorite genre of movies, which, yeah, like I said, that's weird. But, oh my gosh. It does make me have nostalgia, but like nostalgia of hiding behind my couch while crying. Now, like I said, I hope this list didn't upset everyone. Write your list down below, or make a video and list it as a video response. I'll watch it. I would love to see that. I love remembering old TV shows, and maybe there are some I forgot. And yeah, so if we leave your favorites down below, I'll love to read them. And maybe even talk about them, because I really like cartoons. And if you want me to make my favorite live action kids show, I don't know if I can do that because I liked so many. The Brady Bunch would definitely be in that list of live action. Oh, but a cartoon I have to mention. I didn't mention this as an honorable mention. The Punky Brewster cartoon. How did I just remember that? I used to watch that sometime. I don't think that should have made the list, but I did watch that a lot. That old Punky Brewster cartoon. Oh my goodness. How did I forget to mention that as an honorable mention? Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. No, but yeah, I watched that a lot. Did I mention Roadrunner? I don't know if I mentioned Roadrunner. I mentioned Bugs Bunny, right? Was Bugs Bunny on that list? Okay, yeah. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and favorite and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And like I said, make comments down below with your favorite cartoons then or now. And by the way, just as another disclaimer, I looked online and one person was very angry at anyone mentioning anime as a cartoon, but I asked my friend who loves anime and she said to list it as a cartoon, so yeah, okay. Just saying that. I don't know. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.